John Lewis, a senior, has 51 innings pitched for the Austin College. 6.27 ERA. 4-4 record. Walters belts this ball a mile high. See you later. And this leadoff guy starts this one off with a screaming home run to put the Tigers up 1-0. Outstanding. Boy, we were trying to introduce Austin College before we could even talk about superstar Scott Walters. And he's just entered the spotlight early, folks. Walters leading the team in batting average, hits, runs, doubles, triples. Could be tied for home runs now. On-base percentage, steals. I mean, you name it, this kid has been an offensive threat for the Tigers, and holy cow, what a blast there. Josh Lewis absolutely ready to get the next pitch over with as he delivers a very nice pitch. Ball one. Well, the Tigers able to strike ahead early on 1 hit and 1 run. Not a lot you can do there if you're Josh Lewis here in the bottom of the first inning. Boy, a great pitch off speed there from right-hander number 24, and Jake Martin finds himself behind in the count 1-2. Lewis absolutely a guy to create strikeouts as this ball is fielded by the Austin second baseman. A really nice play there by Lewis to cover on their pitcher fielding position over there at first. 1 out for the Austin College. Josh Boring, number 10, out at second base, making a nice play on a weak hit ground ball by Jake Martin. That'll bring up first baseman Mike Davis. Now look at ball one. And boy, Davis, an absolute offensive threat. Now seeing a little time over at first base. No check over at first, did not go. And Davis quickly works himself into a 2-0 hitters count here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Boy, it looks like Lewis mixed in a changeup there. Outstanding pitch. Tigers really got to be wary of that. Lewis absolutely feeling confident with the off-speed here early in the first inning. A great fastball there, catches inside part for strike 2. Davis just gets a piece of that breaking pitch down in the dirt. Count stays even 2-2. Beautiful day in San Antonio. Perfect baseball weather. 87 degrees. Boy, little wind. This ball's belted into deep right center. Little communication between the center fielder and the right fielder, and Austin College will record out number 2. Deep fly ball by Mike Davis.
Left fielder number 1, Rafe Shawmet.
I'll bring up Rafe Shawmet.
Right here is my swing.
Oscar Gonzalez showing some range out there in right field for Austin College. Austin College 12-22 on the season. Conference record 6-9. Tigers 9-6 conference, 20-14 on the season. You'll notice from both pitchers, Josh Lewis maybe even a little bit more than Dylan McGee, is pace. Outstanding pace from these two starters, and that's exactly what you like to see as you start this 3-game series. You want to see your starters really getting back up and delivering pitches and not drawing out these innings. 27 innings of baseball this weekend, folks. Outstanding weather. Shawmet will belt this ball, an outstanding hit down right in between the second baseman and the first baseman. And Shawmet's ability to pull the ball and not only go with outside pitches, is why that freshman is, boy, he's hitting in the 4-hole tonight, folks. Outstanding. I'll bring up Dallas Binder, a sophomore who's really broken out of his shell over at third base. And 2 outs. The Tigers trying to scrape another run across. Up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Chalmette will take off, and a nice hit and run executed by Bender will send runners on first and third.
Base hit for Dallas Bender.
On a line drive right over the second baseman's head by Dallas Bender. Outstanding. And he continues to produce quality at-bats. You can tell the hitter's really seeing the ball well when he's hitting the ball right up the middle. That's exactly what you're seeing from Bender. That'll bring up Holland. He's hitting .256 on the season. Boy, an opportunity for Holland here to maybe scrape across an extra base hit. He's got 2 home runs on the season. Oh, and he's drilled first pitch right in the arm. Not intentional. Absolutely not by Lewis, but nevertheless, that'll be bases loaded for the Tigers here in the bottom of the first inning.
The catcher number 2, Parker Cormack.
Gus Daniel, the Austin College catcher, will go have a word with his pitcher. So important for the chemistry of the pitcher-catcher to be present during great games and during bad games. So important. Your co-partner out there is on the same page. We'll bring up Parker Cormack. He'll bunt. Oh. You got to wonder why he's flashing bunt with bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Testing the Austin College defense. Corners are even for the defense. Brett Taft at third base and Scott Gilbert over at first. 0-2 the count. Lewis battling here with 2 outs, giving up 1 run here in the first inning on a solo shot by Scott Walters. This ball belted right at the middle. An outstanding piece of hitting by Junior Parker. That'll score 2 of them. And the Tigers have busted this game open early, scoring 3 runs on 4 hits early in the first inning. An outstanding job by this Tigers offense here early in this game. Early in the series, great way to set the tone. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Blake Frampton. And anytime you can extend these innings, especially early in these series, it not only helps the team momentum as we enter Saturday's games, a couple doubleheaders, it just continues that offensive drive. Both runners are taken off, and boy, Holland somehow evades that tag. Looked like he was caught hanging out to dry. Nevertheless, the throw seemed to be a little late, and outstanding aggressive base running by the Tigers. We've seen it all season long as positioned Frampton to knock in 2 runs. Ducks on a pond here with 2 outs. And you see that ball sail wide from Lewis. It's only the first inning here, folks, and Tigers already creating some racket offensively. And you see Gus Daniel behind the dish doing everything he can to bail his pitcher out of this inning. It's already been a long inning for Austin College. Two on the count. This ball belted right at the middle again. Outstanding. Tigers going back-to-back-to-back hits. And they'll send 2 more around.
2 RBI, Blake Frampton.
Blake Frampton will join the RBI train with 2 RBIs. On a beautiful piece of hitting right at the middle. And the Tigers continue this inning. We bring up Zach Goretzky, the 9-hitter. Boy, it would be nice if these Tigers could bat around this first inning, especially considering a rather poor performance on Tuesday against Mary Hardin Baylor. Tigers fell, and just chatting with some of the guys and kind of had a come-to-Jesus moment earlier in the week. Couple early morning runs kind of set the tone for this weekend. Coach Gamble really not happy with how his players were performing on Tuesday. A couple of, we'll call them baseball, that's part of the game, right? Baseball mishaps. This ball's belted down third base, just foul. Nice to see Aretsky hitting the ball real hard. Tigers absolutely looking great here in the first. 5-0 on 5 hits. Boy, and 5 hits hit right at the middle. We're not talking about giving the Tigers any slack tonight. Coach Scannell certainly won't. This ball's capped off foul. Aretsky really early on that pitch. 0-2 the count still from Josh Lewis. Well, Lewis really doing a great job throwing strikes. Left a couple balls a little too up in the zone, and Tigers able to hit line drives up the middle. You see a really early swing from Aretsky. You got to wonder. You see that another off-speed pitch right there as Aretsky towers that ball foul down third base. Aretsky's early on those pitches, so why would you speed the ball up? Why would you throw a fastball by him? You're going to continue to throw off-speed, slow breaking pitches, and boy, 0-2 should be out of the zone as well. Think outside or think low. That ball again, see a curveball right there. That's an 0-2 curveball that just hung right over the middle of the plate. Boy, Aretsky got to be upset with that swing. Nevertheless, Boston College gets out of that inning, and the Tigers create a nice run cushion, putting up 5 runs in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back in the second, just a moment.
So the value of learning in a broad-based liberal arts and sciences university is that you don't have to be just one thing. In fact, we encourage you to be more than one thing. And as a first-year student, if you're coming in and you have absolutely no idea what you want to be when you grow up, then this is a great place for you to start. Get to test out a bunch of different classes and find your passion. And most of our students, you'll notice, have more than one passion.
One of the reasons why I came to Trinity is because of the liberal arts education, and because I was kind of unsure of what I wanted to study. So coming to Trinity and being able to take classes in every department and having the faculty tell you what you're good at and guiding you through the way, having an advisor, has really, really benefited me, and I know a lot of my colleagues, because you are able to take classes and choose your major your junior year. And you don't waste any of your classes because every class teaches you something really special.
So being an engineer, attending a liberal arts school, most engineers would question that, and they would wonder why I'm attending a liberal arts university. But the entire background on that is we want to produce kids that are well-rounded in every facet of the professional world. Take
you back to the top of the second inning as Dylan McGee attempts another 1-2-3 inning. Tigers put up 5 runs offensively. Catcher Gus Daniel will lead things off here in the bottom of the second. He'll line that to Zach Goretzky, makes a nice play and a nice throw across the diamond for 2 pitches, 1 out. Outstanding job. Boy, but a great hit by, you got to give Daniel some credit there. Gus Daniel, the catcher, made a nice piece of hitting there. Just couldn't lift that ball over the infield and get a base hit. So with that, we have 1 out, and Tigers absolutely seems to be the key to their success. Getting that first out of the inning and then finishing strong without a walk with 2 outs. Forced contact with 2 outs. That's key. See Dylan McGee working really fast, filling up the zone. As I say that, he falls behind 2-1. This ball right at the middle. And out number 2. So 2 quick outs for the Tigers defense.
Batting 6th, left fielder number 16, Thomas Oberg.
We'll bring up Thomas Oberg. So Dylan McGee working quickly, filling up strikes and delivering ground balls. Zakaretsky saying, give me the ground balls. We can do this all night long, and I'll start out with strike 1. Now saying Dylan McGee working himself into that Friday night start. You see a drag bunt there. It'll look like it'll just go foul. Boy, had that ball stayed fair, Austin College would have found themselves with a runner on first. Nice piece by Thomas Oberg. Well, and that's how you're going to score hits, or that's how you're going to get your first hit of the game. So be it, by bunting. Outstanding job by Dylan McGee. 0-2 the count. Dylan McGee works a firm fastball off. Oh boy, that ball smashed right into center field. Looks like Frampton will be right underneath it. With that, another 3 up, 3 down for senior Dylan McGee. So he'll walk off, and we'll resume the offensive streak for the Tigers here in the bottom of the second.
No players left.
Oh, duh. I'm an idiot. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning. We've already had the Tigers top of the lineup. Scott Walters will lead it off. He belted one deep over left field. His first at bat. That was inning number 1. We're now in inning number 2. So, boy, folks, if you stick around, it's going to be a fun offensive evening if the Tigers continue at this pace. And we've seen it before. Tigers putting up 24 runs a couple weekends ago back home, and that seems to be the key to turning these guys back around, is bringing them back home. Home, they're 8-3. Away, they're 10-9. So only played 11 home games. Scott Walters, boy, a tough hop there by the first baseman. He'll find himself on. That'll be recorded an error on the in-between hop. Scott Gilbert at first base.
Number 2 slot, right fielder number 11, Jake Martin.
Scott Walters not happy with that swing and kind of capped that ball in the end of it. A great pitch delivered by Lewis there to fool the hot hitting, in fact, the hottest Tiger with a bat. That'll bring up Jake Martin, another hot hitter. And that curveball will drop in for strike 1. Walters off on the steal. Safe on the Superman dive out there at second. Boy. Walters an outstanding aggressive base runner. Leading the team in stolen bases. That'll be number 18 stolen bases for Walters. As Jake Martin beats out an infield ground ball. Outstanding job getting the ball to the right-hand side. Not only advanced Scott Walters to third base, but boy, the wheels on number 11, Jake Martin.
Third, first baseman number 14, Michael Davis.
Shows why he's able to produce for this team. Boy, the kid can hit balls at the warning track. He leads the team in home runs with 4. And he's got wheels to beat out infield base hits. And some power at the plate for the Tigers as Mike Davis steps in and looks at a nicely delivered strike one from Lewis. Boy, Lewis looking sharp tonight. We got to give Tigers some credit, taking advantage of every single mistake. And Lewis's ability to really execute on those 0-2, 1-2. He's doing a great job of getting first pitch strikes, but his ability to really keep that ball out of the zone and prevent Tigers from seeing hittable pitches, especially with less than 2 outs. You see Austin pitch out, a pitch ago. Absolutely on top of the Trinity running game. That's how Trinity manufactures runs primarily. Doesn't have a lot of home run power as far as big offensive guys, but boy, a lot of smart base runners. Scott Walters outstandingly aggressive over there at third base. You better believe that any ball hit in the outfield, he's going to round it and go to second. Another pitch out there. And down 5 runs with a pitcher who really needs to feel his groove. I really don't agree with the pitch out as far as controlling the running game. Boy, Tigers have scraped across 6 hits now. Really, your focus should be on mental and physical health of your pitcher. Mike Davis swings through a sharp breaking pitch. 2-2 the count. 0 outs. Austin College continues to worry about the Tiger running game. Davis hitting .326 on the season. Boy, 9 doubles. He'll draw the walk. Walk number 5 for Mike Davis. I'll bring up Rafe Chalmette. And a slow stroll to the mound as Austin College will talk it over. Assume this would be just a conversation about figuring out the zone. You see several balls in a row. Often that is an indication that your mechanics are not as sound as they should be, and oftentimes it's just one simple mistake. Coach giving his man out on the mound just a little breather.
Soldier Boy, A-Rail, we got something new for y'all. Man, when somebody be in your face on your nerves, they're talking and you don't want to hear it, they'll be like, y'all, trick y'all.
I'll bring up Rafe Chalmette. No outs for the Tigers here in the top of the second inning, 5-0. As we settle into a gorgeous evening of baseball. We're 35 minutes in this game. And 2 more tomorrow. And quickly, Chalmette falls 0-2. Tigers are 3rd in the SCAC conference, trailing behind Texas Lutheran. Lutheran, boy, 11-4 on the season as far as conference play. Trinity 9-6. Trailing Trinity is Southwestern 7-8. Austin College tallies out in 5th. And the 2 conference leaders, Texas Lutheran 11-4. They're ranked at 2nd. And Centenary 15-3. This ball's towered high, deep into right left center field. That ball will be cut off and tagged up by Scott Walters on a very productive at-bat by Rafe Chalmette. Outstanding sacrifice fly as the Tigers scrape across one more
Batting 5th, third baseman number 17.
on a nice string of offense. We'll bring up Dallas Bender here with 1 out. Runner on first base, 1st and 2nd. For the Tigers' 2nd inning. Outstanding breaking pitch, strike 1. We'll try that again and miss. One the count. This ball is belted high into the infield. Looks like third baseman will have it for out number 2. Brett Taff will record that for out number 2. And the Tigers still threatening with runners on 1st and 2nd. They'll bring up Holland. Holland,
Second baseman number 7, George Holland.
hit by a pitch his first at bat.
I just wanted you to know.
And Josh Lewis will miss with curveball ball 1. You've seen that consistently now from Lewis as Tigers quickly work through that first round through the lineup. Oftentimes pitchers will, especially early in the game, you think about the first 12 pitchers. Boy, you know, that's just about 30 to 45 pitches for that pitcher. He's still getting warmed up and getting used to the feel of the game, the strike zone, how he's going to approach today's game. What's working for him? Is it the fastball? Is it the curveball? And for those first 12 batters, really are focused on establishing that fastball. So oftentimes you'll see pitchers throwing fastball first pitch through the lineup. Now that you're seeing these Tigers getting up in their second round of hitting, absolutely be leery and you either take or you sit on that first pitch breaking pitch because you know it's coming. Typical sequence, especially Holland. Nice job lining that ball. And Tigers will send him. Holland's going to take off for second on aggressive. He's absolutely can, but nevertheless, the Tigers scrape across 1 run. Holland thrown out at second base, trying to stretch a single into a greedy double. Nevertheless, RBI score and Tigers up 7-0 as we start the top of this 3rd inning right after this. Michael Ritherow will start out the top of the third inning for Kangaroos. Kangaroos down 7 runs here in the top of the third inning. Tigers able to scrape across 2. And Dylan McGee working quickly but falling behind 2-0 the count. His ability to have efficient, quick at-bats, and you see that ball, boy. Tough pitch there. Looks like it just missed low. Great pitch by Dylan McGee. A 3-0, outstanding. Fill it up. Michael Winterroad. That's a freshman. 2 freshmen. Second baseman and the center fielder. The rest of this Austin College team, all seniors. Excuse me, minus the junior shortstop, Austin Dudley. Nevertheless, an experienced team. Dylan McGee, also a little experience, and he'll deliver strike number 3 and out number 1 for the Tigers. Third inning in a row, they've been able to close out on out number 1. It's been really key for the Tigers, especially later in these games. Dylan McGee. Tell the bullpen what you're doing. Outstanding job. Strike number 1. Josh Boring, the second baseman, another freshman. We'll see his first at bat. A little late on that ball, as he'll foul that behind first base dugout. Number 8 hitter for Austin College. And continues the battle here with 2 strikes, 1-2 the count. Boring has played in 17 games so far as a freshman. Knocked in 4 RBIs. Still getting used and adjusted to college pitching, and boy, is it a change. You take that jump from high school, and that ball's belted into center field. Jake Martin right underneath it for a line drive out number 2. Good piece of hitting there by Josh Boringles. Will go with that pitch, but Jake Martin right underneath it for out number 2 as Dylan McGee continues to send runners back to the bench. Hasn't allowed a hit today. I'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Oscar Gonzalez, the center fielder. Gonzalez, a sophomore, hitting .259 on the season. This Austin team here, take a look at Austin Dudley, Oscar Gonzalez, and Brett Taft. And I hope that Coach Scannell's been looking at the numbers. Absolute bunters. So how it looks like is so long as Scott Gilbert gets on, those guys are going to try and bunt them on, bunt them in, and bunt them over. So absolutely taking advantage of a small ball. You see the Tigers occasionally using bunts, but more so utilizing hit and runs. A ground ball to Zach Goretzky. He'll reel that in for out number 3. Oh, there's 3 up and 3 down for Dylan McGee. And led back to the bench. We'll take you right back to the bottom of the third right after this.
Bottom of the third inning for the Tigers, batting seventh, the catcher number 2, Parker Cormack.
Parker Cormack will lead things off here in the bottom of the third inning for the Tigers. 7-0 the score. Number 24, Josh Lewis, still on the mound. That ball belted deep, back, and foul. Long strike one to start off the bottom of the third. Oh. Parker Cormack not wearing the batting gloves and pulling at his blisters over there. No sympathy for the guy. He'll take ball one. See more and more Tigers going without batting gloves. Starting off with Scott Walters, the leadoff hitter. Now seeing Parker Cormack, he's always been a no batting glove type of guy. Lewis works himself quickly. 1-2 the count. He really needs to get out number one. Parker lines one right down third base. He'll go number 2 at least. He'll take 2. And Parker ignites this inning with a sharp hit, line drive ground ball down third base line. Perfectly placed, right inches from the foul line. Absolutely a 2-bagger. Blake Frampton, 2 RBIs on the night. We'll try and add to that. Frampton 1 for 1 on the day. A little single early on in the game. Looks like Gus Daniel, the catcher, will go out and discuss signs with runners on second. Something they hadn't encountered, as the Tigers have. Boy, they've scored from extra base hits all evening, and great to see these guys chipping on singles and really working themselves into quality at bats. You got to credit Josh Lewis as far as his ability to work ahead and keep the ball down and throw competitive pitches. Tigers, though, able to take advantage of nearly every single missed mistake by Lewis. And with that, you see 7 runs on 8 hits. Little activity. There's some gloves popping over in the Kangaroo bullpen. That ball belted straight up the middle. That'll absolutely score a run. And Frampton has his 3rd RBI on the day.
RBI, Blake Frampton.
Parker scores again. And the Tigers lead this game 8-0 in the bottom of the third.
Batting ninth, shortstop number 3, Zachary Areski.
Well, impressive start offensively and a slow start. This Kangaroo pitching looks like we might have a pitching change. Indeed we will. Well, we'll be right back with the new Kangaroo pitcher just after this.
Debaters are the kinds of students who learn best by helping to shape the discourse in the room, as opposed to simply absorbing a lecture or other material that's given to them. It can only happen at a school with average class sizes like we have at Trinity. The challenge at Trinity certainly comes from the rigor of the classroom experiences.
Welcome back. We have a pitching change for the Kangaroos. Now in number 3, Chase Almaguer. The junior has appeared in 10 games, 39 innings pitched, so absolutely a guy with experience. Quickly falling behind, 2-0 the count. That pitch will just catch the outside piece from the lefty. Boy, the importance of really throwing strikes and controlling the running game. If you're a relief guy coming in with runners on, outstanding pitch there. High towering ground ball. Too high and too slow for Brett Taft to make the double play turn. He'll get the out at first, though, and Oretsky able to move Frampton over to scoring position out at second. 1 out for the Tigers. And that'll bring us back up to the top of the order here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tigers have batted around 3 times. And Walters 1 for 2 today. Hit a home run early on. He's been on base twice. Reached on an error early on a capped ground ball to the first baseman. Wind's quieted down. It's become just a lovely evening. 70 degrees. Under the lights tonight. Walters belts this one deep, high back, and right underneath the center fielder for out number 2. Frampton will tag up on the deep fly ball. And Oscar Gonzalez will reel that out for out number 2.
Number 11, Jake Martin.
We'll bring up Jake Martin. 2 outs. Chris Almaguer doing an outstanding job of throwing strikes and getting his team back into the dugouts. Exactly his task as a relief guy here early in the
All right, that's 1. Get 2 more.
right at the middle. And Martin, outstanding job continuing this inning with 2 outs. Boy, a scary sight there to see the pitcher
Batting third, first baseman number 14, Michael Davis.
reaching out with his bare exposed hand, trying to attempt to grab that line drive that would have ended in a broken hand. And boy, a new pitcher for Austin College, and a team that's traveling away like this cannot afford to run through pitchers like this, especially guys like Chris, who are team leaders as far as inning and experience goes. Boy, Tigers able to score 9 runs already in this game. We're about an hour into it here in the 3rd inning. That ball just chopped foul. Coach J.C. Bunch over there with an outstanding barehander to record the foul ball. Little PFP for the pitcher. That'll do it for Austin College here in the field. The Kangaroos will attempt to wake those bats up here. They're scoreless. We'll bring you right back to the top of the 4th in just a moment. On the top of the fourth inning, that'll bring up the top of the order for the Kangaroos. Austin Dudley will step in. 0 for 1 on the day. And Dylan McGee continuing a quick, efficient pace. That's going to be the key. This ball is belted deep back, and boy, just at the line, Jake Martin able to get a glove on it. Playing just like that. Dylan McGee's thrown 2 pitches and 1 out. His ability to be efficient and able to get hitters out in 3 pitches or less has been his ability to go deeper in innings. And talk about a guy that really is great at eating up innings for this Tiger pitching staff. Dylan McGee's done, especially recently. 1 out for the Tigers. Dylan McGee again getting that first out of the inning. So key and so important. You see him mix in that breaking pitch there. But boy, Dylan McGee really sticking to that dominant fastball. That ball belted deep back. Boy, and just foul. Ball had a chance to go. But number 14, Brent Taff, lifted a few more weights before this game, and had that ball been just fair. A few more inches to the left. Nevertheless, I put a little doubt in Dylan McGee. Bottom of the kneecaps. Outstanding. Still considered a strike. And good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And a horrible throw by Parker. Absolutely awful. And really.
Batting third, first baseman number 23, Scott Gelbart.
Come on, Parker. Anyways, we'll continue with.
Scotty. Shoot the ball, Scotty.
We go right back to that sharp breaking pitch. Misses a little outside for ball 1. Tigers really have a nice situation behind the dish. You see Parker Cormack, tonight's starter. Oh, we'll see him tomorrow as well, but we'll see Michael Goodrich as well, a freshman from Arizona. He'll take a game behind the dish, give Parker some rest, and gee. Okay, delivers equal, if not better, offensive power and threat, just in a bigger way. Parker Cormack absolutely sound offensively. He's consistent. He's smart, and he's able to take pitches. But you get an electric freshman like Goody out there for that second game, and boy, it's just fun to see him belt a couple balls across the fence. This ball high, foul, and a little late. Dylan McGee, 3-2 the count, 2 outs. Hasn't allowed a walk this whole game. And we'll try and keep it that way, this pitch. Ooh, good pitch there, just misses. Boy, Dylan McGee's been getting that pitch all night. You got to wonder if the umpire's going to start tightening his zone up.
Batting fourth, the catcher number 34, Gus Daniel.
As we move into later innings, nevertheless, that'll put the first base runner on.
Banquet Tuesday, I don't know if I told you, it's back to, at the Flagrant 410. So cold in there. I was jokingly asking Sylvia, my friend.
Again, you see that ball. Not sure where it's missing. Missing low. Dylan absolutely needs to make that adjustment. Bring that pitch up. Man, you got to force contact, especially the way he's throwing tonight. All you got to do is get the ball over the plate. Walks are really what's going to suck the energy and the momentum out of this team. So long as he can get that ball over the plate, he's definitely going to have that defense behind him. You see Aretsky making some beautiful plays over at shortstop already today. Another ground ball over there. Holland fields it. An easy throw over to first base. That'll be 3 for the Tigers. Dylan will get out of it without a run, giving up, and we'll be right back to the bottom of the fourth just after this.
I am Chris Garagiola in the class of 2015. I am a senior, and I'm a communications major and a human communication minor. I like to look at Trinity as a before and after. The kid who I was then and the man I am now, they are two very different people, to be perfectly honest. There were a lot of things that I kind of needed to do my own growing up, and when I was surrounded by the right faculty and the right friends, I was put on the right path. I was able to start doing things that I really never thought were possible. I'm going to be working this summer in London. I had an internship with a major sports television company, which is something that I always wanted to do, and being at Trinity, they made that possible because they made me someone who was capable of that type of opportunity.
Now Markey playing a ball. Hamel tried to flick it forward, but it was blocked by Stanek.
Being a part of Newswave, that was such a unique experience.
Trinity University is home to many social, professional, and academic groups.
I can't think of another place really where I could have gone and been on camera and had the chance to kind of practice what I dream of doing someday. I think the fear is, with a liberal arts school, people are worried that they're not going to get the true college experience, whatever that means to them. I'm going to graduate from here, and I'm going to say that these were the best 4 years of my life. The Riverwalk's not too far. The airport's just down the road. You can go to places like the Quarry or downtown, and you've got all these different cultures and all these different experiences and all these different opportunities. It's just a matter of what you want to do.
Bottom of the fourth inning for the Tigers, batting fourth, left fielder number 1, Rafe Chomet.
Rafe Chomet started off in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Tigers. Tigers able to scrape across runs in every single inning so far. 9 hits in 3 innings. 2 runs last inning on 2 outs. They've done it with no outs. They've done it with solo shots. And Chomet's trying to spark some offense with ball 1. Austin College already into their bullpen early in this series. Boy, again, that pitch down low, right down the pipe, missing for ball number 2. Pitcher's really got to be conscious that that zone's shrinking. You see Chomet absolutely taking all the way. And 4 straight to lead off this inning. Well, the concern if you're Austin College.
Third baseman number 17, Dallas Bender.
Excitement if you're Dallas Bender. He's been looking for sharp contact. Had a knock last at bat with a single. That ball chopped in between the gap over at first and second. Chomet rounds third automatically. He'll be safe over on the tag. He'll be out on the tag over by the umpire. Boy. Looks like Chomet beat that throw, but he'll be called out.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do?
Batting in, second baseman number 7, George Holland.
That'll bring up Holland with 1 out. Boy, and a tough play over there at third base. So hard to judge that. You see Major League Baseball switching to that replay with the slow-mo camera to really made it clear that just because the ball beats the runner doesn't mean necessarily he's out. A lot of times it takes a lot of time in between receiving that ball as a position player at the base, catching it, And then at this point, these base runners practice their sliding so much that, boy, they're incorporating all sorts of hooks, and they're shooting for the outside right-hand side of the bag. So they're absolutely not in any position to be tagged. It really takes some skill, for on first or third especially, to make that tag. And quite frankly, umpires give the defense the benefit of the doubt a little too much in some cases, and you're seeing it more and more now with managers in the major leagues challenging plays at the plate where, boy, sure looks like the ball beat the player, but the player can get their leg underneath it just from the speed and velocity of their slide. And 3-1 the count on a breaking ball missing on the back foot of Holland. They show the confidence of number 3 pitcher Chase to work in breaking pitches behind in the count with runners on second base. Belts this ball deep, back at the track. It'll bounce off the wall. Easily scoring Bender. And George with a beautiful, pure piece of hitting lines that ball off the left center gap. Make that 12 hits for the Tigers, 10 runs. I'll bring up Parker Cormack. 1 for 1 on the day. Excuse me, 2 for 2 on the day, single and a double. At this rate, he should finish this at bat on third base with the trend. He pokes that ball into shallow right field. Record out number 2. Well, Tigers come out aggressive, swinging first pitch. You see again, Austin College working those breaking pitches on an aggressive Tigers offense. Nothing better to throw than some junk or something slow early in the count. Essentially, you can waste some really good hitters. You waste their at-bats by playing into their jumpy behavior. Nice struggle to fall into the zone there. A breaking ball misses, ball 1. Interesting to see how Austin College approaches tomorrow's game. Really have worked backwards as far as the pitching strategy. And really tough if you're working backwards as far as pitching. Really hard to be effective if you can't get that first pitch strike over. Boy, puts you in a hole if you miss first pitch breaking pitch, first pitch changeup to come back with another off-speed pitch. Very unlikely. And oftentimes hitters know that fastball is coming, especially followed up by a missed breaking pitch early in the count. 2-1, 2 outs to Frampton. He's got 1 batting glove on today. Normally Frampton's raw. Maybe nursing a blister. 3-1 the count. Runner on second base. And Frampton draws ball 4. This inning continues for the Tigers. Seems to be the name of the game. Able to scrape across a couple early runs and extend the inning deep with 2 outs. And boy, when you're on defense and the opponent's manufacturing 2-out runs, it just sucks the life out of you that much more. You're seeing a lack of energy, especially a lack of pace from the pitching side as far as Austin College. That ball fouled for quick strike 1. That's a key. For number 3, Chase. Chase looking for a ground ball. 2 outs. Only giving him 1 run. And a good breaking pitch there will catch the outside corner. Well, it seems to be that these Austin College pitchers have absolutely worked themselves into 0-2, 1-2 counts. It's just been a matter of sealing the deal and finishing each and every at-bat. So Tigers have issues with this as far as actually recording that final out of the inning. And the pass ball right there will put pressure, even more pressure on the defense. 1-2 the count. Absolutely still a pitcher's count for Austin College here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Retsky manages just to stay alive, piecing that ball. Boy, Retsky muscles this ball, and it's going to stay fair down the first base line. He'll take off for second. That'll bring across 2 runs, and again, the Tigers.
2 RBI double, Zachary Retsky. On the order, designated hitter number 6, Scott Walters.
Into the box, and that's your key if you're on defense or if you're pitching. Key is to get your boys back in the box. They're the guys that win the game for you. They add value. This ball again lifted. That's for another run. Boy, Walters absolutely taking off for second. He'll go for third, not even thinking about it. Walters will find himself with a 2-out triple RBI.
Triple, Scott Walters.
Outstanding. That ball poked right hard over the second baseman. 13-0 the Tigers. And you got to wonder at what point
number 11, Jake Martin.
Austin College will start thinking about a pitching change. No activity in the bullpen. And boy, with a 13-0 lead for the Tigers, you got to wonder what's the pitching strategy by the Austin College coaching staff, led by head coach Mike Ramsey, Jake Gonzalez, and Jeremy. Should do it on a go ground ball that just skates by. And another hit for the Tigers. Jake Martin, that'll be his second one of the night.
Batting third, first baseman number 14, Michael Davis. Two pitches. For Chase Almaguer. And, boy, 42 pitches in 1.2 innings pitched. A lot of pitches. As a coach, you wonder what point you start just going out there and giving your guy a break. Been quite a long inning. Credit the Austin College defense for not committing errors. Really doing a nice job of getting those balls in quickly, but Tiger offense continuing to strike. That ball lifted into deep right field. Lost in the lights.
And this inning will continue for the Tigers. Martin scoring no problem from first base. Boy, that ball should be credited an error. Now they'll give it a hit. All right. A hit for Davis. We're starting to get into the mid-evening here where it's so difficult to pick that ball up. We're right in between dusk and pitch dark, and boy, these balls are not white. These pitchers rub them up a little Mississippi mud beforehand, and they get lost up in the sky. Chalmette extends this one with another hard-hit ground ball. He's been working the right side all evening. And we like to see Chalmette, last couple series, really struggled as far as keeping the ball out of the air. Great, outstanding to see him absolutely changing it. His approach around, and you're seeing productivity. He's 2 for 3 today. Excuse me, he's 2 for 2 today. On outstanding hits on the right side. And 15-0 for the Tigers. Curveball drops in there for strike number 2. 2 outs. And boy, a rough go-around for Chase Almaguer. He was 1 out away, only giving up just 1 run. And Tigers able to scrape across 5 extra, make it 6 total on the inning. 15-0. We'll be right back with the top of the 5th in just a moment.
My name is Jeremy Urban. I'm a 2003 Trinity grad. I came from Victoria, Texas, a little rancher boy who made his way to the big city, fell in love with the campus when I came here. It was somewhat close to home, but it was still far enough away for me to spread my wings, and had a chance to spend 4 awesome years here. When I came here in 1999, here we are in 2015. I've almost spent half my life on the Trinity campus, because even when I was playing in the NFL, I'd come back every offseason, help with the track program, help with the offseason football program, get to know guys from a mentor, alumni standpoint. So a chance to come back to home and lead young men in a point in their life that was a very impressionable point in my life as well is something that I take great pride in. I had a chance to play on a lot of very, very good football teams here, and I think the Trinity's pretty well known academically, and we really parlayed that. We played off of one another, great academics, phenomenal football. We had a chance to play for a national championship, and it just really enhanced that experience for us. And I think that, we don't settle for anything else here. Again, look at our facilities, look at the academic ranking. We strive to be the best, and that's what we want to do in football as well. Trinity has a phenomenal network. Even though we're a small campus, our alumni base is eager to see Trinity people succeed. And we're
top of the 5th inning for the Kangaroos, batting 5th, designated hitter number 21, Chance Hatchell.
We'll bring you right back here to the top of the 5th inning. Dylan McGee continuing his strike fest with another. Boy, outstanding. Dylan McGee, through 4 innings, has thrown 51 pitches. We don't want to jinx it, but outstanding work. It's exactly what you're looking for. Just under 13 pitches an inning. Boy, a sharp breaking pitch there. Falls in for strike number 2. And Dylan McGee rocking number 28 on the roster. We have him as number 49. So bear with us as far as the discrepancy on the stat sheet, as well as on the online Gamecast. Boy, holy cow, a laser right into the crowd of people in the dugout at the Tigers' third base line. Looks like nobody got hit on the play, but man, that'll wake you up tonight. Always got to keep your head on a swivel, as they say over there in the dugout. 0 fencing. Boy, kind of a liability. Nevertheless, keeps you engaged Strike three, outstanding pitch by McGee to get the first out of the inning. Another first out. He's gotten all 5 of them.
Batting sixth,
Start this.
fielder number 16, Thomas Oberg.
Great way to start off the series and a great example for the rest of this Tigers bullpen as we enter into tomorrow's morning and afternoon game. Nice pitch right there to deliver curveball strike one. McGee forcing contact this evening, 4 strikeouts on 14 batters faced, so he's induced 10 defensive outs. And absolutely, is it fun to see a guy like Chris Tate or Troy Nelson crank up the numbers and crank up the strikeouts with some filthy sequences, but boy, just as enjoyable to see the whole team working here tonight defensively with Dylan McGee's style of pitching. And defense arguably prefer to get some action as far as whether they'd prefer a strikeout guy or a contact guy. Greg Maxson, Greg Maxson, absolutely. Greg Maddox, Getting that confused with teammate Sean Maxson. And strike number 3 for McGee. That'll be his second of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. And got to be fun to throw that ball around the horn for.
Batting seventh, right fielder number 17, Michael Winterrose.
Outstanding. And again, you see strike number 1 by McGee. Outstanding. If you're Coach Scannell and you're evaluating your pitching strategy, boy, you'd like to see Dylan just stretch this out as much as he can. Tigers only have 3 more games on the season. After tomorrow's Saturday games, we have a Tuesday game. Monday game against Our Lady of the Lake, and then a Tuesday game against Hardin Simmons. Where you can give your starting guys, and boy, has Dylan really worked himself into a starting role there. He strikes out 3 out of 3. Struck out the side in order to put an exclamation mark on that inning. And we'll take you down to the bottom of the inning right after this.
So what kind of student goes to Trinity? I'd say well-rounded students go to Trinity. They write well, they speak well, they're very comfortable with people of all different sorts. They talk well with their professors, with each other, and because of that being well-rounded, they seem to be really accepting and open to ideas and to other sorts of people. It makes me want to be around them.
Trinity students, wow, we are very dedicated. I've never met a more tenacious group of individuals, and that's something I really appreciate.
I mean, as a political science and communication major, I like to think of the words engaged and active for Trinity students because, we're active citizens, we're engaged with our media, our politics, our, everyday life and the things we love to do. And we go out there and we give it 100% no matter what we're doing.
The type of students at Trinity are usually way too involved, but it really makes for an awesome campus. There's always something going on, and you can't really miss a beat because you might miss out on something really awesome.
The students at Trinity tend to be smart, serious, and well-rounded. I love that Trinity students care about themselves and also care about the world around them. They serve, they volunteer, they're engaged in the local community. I also love that Trinity students are serious about their studies, but they don't take themselves too seriously. They enjoy having fun and they enjoy working hard, and it creates for a really nice balance on campus.
The type of students that go to Trinity are a diverse group of students.
So bottom of the 5th here for Trinity. Second baseman George Howland will step in.
Pitching change for Austin College. Tanner Logsden now on the mound for the Roos, and the first pitch from Logsden is high for ball one. Howland just gets the end of the bat on that one and fouls it back, and now evens the count at 1. And Howland gets into that one. Left fielder going back, looking up, and that one is gone for a solo shot to lead off the bottom of the 5th for George Howland.
Bombs away for Bombay.
And George Howland with the homer. Michael Goodson congratulates him at home. For Howland on the season, home run number 4.
Tigers, number 22, Michael Goodrich.
And Goodrich will step up to the plate. And we'll head you back over to Steve on the call.
Howdy, folks. An exciting bomb by George Howland. Thank you to Josh for filling in. I'm going to take a little lunch break after quite the offense. That ball's towered in between infield and shallow outfield. A nice play recorded by the shortstop.
Batting number 5, Brandon Caraway.
Brandon Caraway will step in. New hitter for the Tigers. One of Coach Scannell's favorite guys. Great to see Caraway getting an opportunity in the bottom of the 5th. One to count to Caraway. New pitcher for the Kangaroos. Apologize if I'm repeating some information from what Josh filled in earlier. Number 33, Tanner Logsden. He's a freshman. Delivers that firm. Pitch 2 on the count. 2-2 the count. Tanner has 30 innings on the year, 3.86 ERA. He'll tally that one for out number 2. Boy, good arm from the lefty. As Austin College really tries to
Shortstop number 3, Zachary Aretsky.
get out of an inning. Not giving up too much offense. Tigers able to scrape across 1 run in every inning so far. Logsden has appeared in 12 games. 2-0 on the year with a save. Firm throwing right-hander. And boy, gotta get ahead. Throw strikes early in the count. See a nice pitch there. Painted the outside corner for strike 1. And tough for both pitchers to get in a rhythm as far as understanding where the strike zone is. Like to see tomorrow a little bit more of a consistent zone, especially as far as up to down. You see, especially at the college level, coaches really, really stressing more than anything, fastball's low. And boy, when you start elevating a fastball You see a fastball low there and a chopper over to third base. Oretsky goes down on weak ground ball over to third. 1 run given up, but we'll be right back in the top of the 6th just after this.
I am Chris Garagiola in the class of 2015. I am a senior, and I'm a communications major and a human communication minor. I like to look at Trinity as a before and after. The kid who I was then and the man I am now, they are two very different people, to be perfectly honest. There were a lot of things that I kind of needed to do my own growing up, and when I was surrounded by the right faculty and the right friends, I was put on the right path. I was able to start doing things that I really never thought were possible. I'm going to be working this summer in London. I had an internship with a major sports television company, which is something that I always wanted to do, and being at Trinity, they made that possible because they made me someone who was capable of that type of opportunity.
Now Markey playing a ball. Hamel tried to flick it forward, but it was blocked by Stanek.
Being a part of Newswave, that was such a unique experience.
Trinity University is home to many social, professional, and academic groups.
I can't think of another place really where I could have gone and been on camera and had the chance to kind of practice what I dream of doing someday. I think the fear is with a liberal arts school.
Top of the 6th inning for the Kangaroos, batting 8th, second baseman number 10, Josh Boring.
And welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. Dylan McGee will continue. Outstanding, impressive outing. We're going to sharp breaking pitch for strike 1. He just makes that in first pitch. And see that again. Boy, Dylan, once you command a fastball low in the zone, your ability to work breaking pitches out of that same window, right? You read about guys, back in the day, Bauer, UCLA pitcher, pro guy now. 4 or 5 years ago, article written about him as far as his training, as far as arm slot. And, boy, that's 4 strikeouts in a row for Dylan McGee to start off this inning. If a pitcher can throw fastball, breaking ball, and changeup from the exact same window, right? They call it the window. It's where the hitter looks as far as when they're staring at the pitcher before the pitch is delivered. The pitcher can throw from the same window, fastball, curveball, changeup. And the only thing that moves is the ball. And body language stays the exact same. Makes it really, really difficult to not only decipher that pitch, but determine if it's a strike or not. Allows a guy to throw a fastball that paints the inside part of the plate and throw a curveball that comes nowhere near close as far as breaking down into the dirt, but the hitter doesn't know the difference. Looks like the same pitch. Number 9 hitter, Oscar Gonzalez calls time. We'll bring up the top of the order. So McGee is in danger of committing his second walk of the evening. No hits given up so far. That ball's chopped high. We'll play the long hop over there at third. Nice play. Appears to be a defensive substitution by John Tucker over there, number 4. Indeed it is. Number 4, Tucker, with a nice play handling the high chopper. Now number 2, and Gonzalez with those wheels made that a play over at first. Almost beat that out for an infield base hit. So great to see the hustle of both teams in a ball game like this. If you're from Trinity's side, boy, don't let up on the brakes. But more sort of Austin College side, if you're an Austin College baseball player, you approach this game as you're getting your work in. And you basically forget about those first 5 innings and say, all right, how productive and efficient can I be, and how much work can I get in today for the next 3? Maybe string together a few hits, momentum gets going, and sure enough, you have a ball game. But the approach is not to score 15 runs. Seems to be untouchable this evening. Throw up another 0 for him, and we'll be right back in the bottom of the 6th just after this.
Kangaroos.
Tigers making some defense and offensive substitutions here as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Now batting number 32, Seth Jones. Get you caught up as we get these substitutions recorded and accounted for. Absolutely going to be some defensive changes as well. Logsdon still on the mound for the Kangaroos. Joey Pecoraro, number 21, will be in the hole. Jones goes down on a swinging strike. Good to see him swinging the bat. He'll pass a little info to Mason Meredith, a freshman. He'll get his opportunity as his first at bat of the day. Sam Neely in the hole. John Tucker. Deep and foul. Long strike, number 1. The count evens 1-1. Austin College getting their first out with no runners on base, and that's been the key, especially for Trinity Tigers defensively. You see now. This ball belted right up the middle. The Tigers respond
Base hit for Mason Meredith.
with a base hit from Mason Meredith right off the bench. Outstanding job.
First baseman
That freshman. So hard to do. boy, when you're sitting on the bench and you're watching these guys for a few innings now, hit this ball after ball after ball, to get warm, to get hot, to stay mentally focused and dominating the mental side. DH hitting .388, leading the team. Of course, I'm biased as a senior, but outstanding. Mason Meredith, absolutely a guy that has that mental ability to really be a strong leader for this team. And bring up the junior, Joey Pecoraro. He'll trade time at first base with Mike Davis. And he does not have the green light. 3-0, guaranteed. And the select few guys, maybe Coach Scannell's top guys, are allowed to swing the 3-0 count. And you see that ball pumped right down the middle for Pecoraro. He's not allowed to swing at it. 3-1 the count.
Good location.
And I'll draw 4 for Pecoraro. 1 out. Runners on first and second.
Now batting, left fielder number 33, Sam Neely.
Number 33, junior Sam Neely will is finishing out this game and setting up the best opportunity. We have 2 fresh games tomorrow. And they do say that baseball, absolutely a game of anything can happen. They say it ain't over till it's over. Absolutely true. This ball towered into the infield. Should be a can of corn for the third baseman. Boy, those plays are tough, though, especially for a guy not used to reading those balls. So much spin coming off it, especially so shallow like that. A nice play by the Kangaroos. That'll bring up John Tucker. Brent Taft over there at third base reeling that one in. Ideally, doesn't really make a difference, but you could argue that's a shortstop's ball, but Taft doing a fine job over there defensively all night long. He's been in the mix. That ball skirts right through the gap, and the Tigers have extended another 2-out inning. John Tucker, that'll be his first hit, 1 for 1 on the day.
Now batting, number 8, second baseman Jimmy Tatum.
That'll bring up Jimmy Tatum. His first at bat of the day. Jimmy, an outstanding opportunity with bases juiced to drive in a couple RBIs. And no better way to do it than by starting off a hitter's count 1-0. And Tatum's a freshman. Seen a few opportunities, absolutely will be a strong leader for. opportunities, some guys that are next as far as making a huge impact. Outstanding. Austin College trying to get out of this inning. Not giving up a run. Would be their first inning of the game to do so. Well, good breaking pitch there. Absolutely fills up for strike number 2. I credit both teams' pitchers as far as utilizing that off speed, and the secondary pitch has done a fine job tonight. Ball's pulled foul into the dugout.
Yep.
Make his mark and chip away at a few more RBIs for the Tigers. 16-0 the score, 2 outs. Boy, an outstanding job fighting off a great pitch on number 33. Logs done. Absolutely executed on a low outside fastball. Not a lot Jimmy could do. Just foul that pitch off and reset 2-2 the count. High fastball misses. Jimmy barely able to hold off on pulling the trigger. Worked himself into a full count. Under normal circumstances, runners would be moving. They're still going to run. Jimmy, again, working the count absolutely. Great to see this freshman working the count and showing some veteran confidence here, working the count. 1 ball, and Austin College walks in a run. Striking, it's over. This ball lifted into shallow left field, and Jimmy drives in a run. Join the hit train, Jimmy. Attaboy. Knock it in left field, and make that 17-0. Logs in 1.2 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs. Really has done a nice job of scattering this offense, but well, these Tigers will not go away, and they will not go away with 2 strikes, and that's been the differentiator all season long. Michael Goodrich, the catcher we spoke about earlier, will come in. Talk about a guy with power and a guy with 1 grand slam on the year. Here's a guy who can do it again. That ball belted deep into right field. Good go. Back at the warning track, a little deep for the right fielder. And Goodrich has himself a double. And the Tigers continue to score, make that 19 runs in 6 innings.
Batting 8th, right fielder number 5, Brandon Carroll.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Well, 19-0, folks, and up to coach's discretion if we implement the run rule. Looks like Austin College finally going to make a change. And we'll be right back with the new pitcher as they try and get that final out of the inning here on the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back.
So the value of learning in a broad-based liberal arts and sciences university is that you don't have to be just one thing. In fact, we encourage you to be more than one thing. And as a first-year student, if you're coming in and you have absolutely no idea what you want to be when you grow up, then this is a great place for you to start. Get to test out a bunch of different classes and find your passion. And most of our students, you'll notice, have more than one passion.
One of the reasons why I came to Trinity is because of the liberal arts education and because I was kind of unsure of what I wanted to study. So coming to Trinity and being able to take classes in every department and having the faculty tell you what you're good at and guiding you through the way, having an advisor has really, really benefited me, and I know a lot of my colleagues, because you are able to take classes and choose your major your junior year. And you don't waste any of your classes because every class teaches you something really special.
So being an engineer, attending a liberal arts school, most engineers would question that and they would wonder why I'm attending a liberal arts university. But the entire background on that is we want to produce kids that are well-rounded in every facet of the professional world. Being at a liberal arts university, I'm learning things that I never thought I'd get a chance to, and it's definitely fun. It keeps everything interesting. Get away from the numbers and equations and learn a little bit of history, and it's fun being able to do things like that, but it also creates a well-rounded individual.
I think the Trinity liberal arts curriculum is definitely a great way for people to explore options and maybe...
Brandon Carroll will step in here with 2 outs. Tigers have again scored with our back up against the wall. In for the Kangaroos, new pitcher number 19, sophomore, Trevor Anderson. 15 innings on the year, giving up 12 runs. No miss, ball 1. Another lefty. Only to get the final out of the inning. That ball is tomahawked into deep center field. Should be no problem. And with that, 3 pitches. Trevor able to get out of the inning. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th just after this.
6th inning, 3 runs.
And he slots it home. And the Tigers get the lead they were looking for. It's 1-0 Trinity.
Brett Taff will start it off with Kangaroo offense. Dylan McGee continues his shutout performance. He'll bounce that ball back to the fence, ball 1. Well, folks, if you're still with us, thank you very much. We appreciate your attention and viewership. We'll try and keep it classy, professional, and interesting as we finish out the last 3 innings of this ball game. Top of the 7th inning. It's been an offensive parade for the Tigers, not so much for the Kangaroos. McGee doing just about everything he can on the mound to create efficient, fast innings. So long as he stays down low like that pitch, 2-2 the count. He's taking home for the Tigers. Well, McGee, normally a 6th-inning guy. Well, maybe he can go into the 7th inning, but really like to see him get this first out of the inning and see how long he can take this game. This is his game at this point. Well, good leadoff walk for the Kangaroos.
Batting third, first baseman number 23, Scott Gelbart.
Gilbert will step up for the Kangaroo offense. Big swing there, strike one. Boy, outstanding pitch. Boy, Dylan McGee has just been nearly perfect with that breaking pitch. Hasn't hung it a whole lot. It's a really tight movement, late break. It almost looks like a fastball. Until the last second. Dives under the ball. Great jump by the Kangaroo base runner. And just like that, runners on second. No outs for Austin College. Make that Taft's 12th stolen base on the year. Boy, Taft all over the stat sheet for Austin College. Leading in terms of batting average, hits, runs. Tied with Dudley, now surpasses Dudley with 12. First time Austin College has had opportunity for a base runner in scoring position. Boy, outstanding job by Goodrich there to block the ball. And you can hear that thing body off his chest protector. Absolutely the right job, and a pitcher's count like that. Boy, if you're calling for that breaking pitch as a catcher, you darn well better block it. Great job there. And then a nice job of corralling the ball and tagging the runner without committing a risky throw over at first base. McGee will try and hold on to the shutout performance. He's got 2 outs, runner on third. Chance Hatchell, the DH. Boy, that ball just squeaked foul. And McGee absolutely has himself an 0-2 count. Be smart here as far as giving your batter not too good here with runner on third. Wow, a filthy pitch. He's been using that all night long. And goes 7 on the run rule. Tigers will take it 19-0, 22 hits. McGee, outstanding performance. His best one of the season, the best Tiger performance of the year. throws a no-hitter. Boy, you take a look at the attitude and just the overall team morale and the way they approach this game tonight, as opposed to earlier in the week. Outstanding turnaround. Unbelievable. Absolutely. Give Dylan McGee a pat on the back. And boy, folks, thanks for tuning in with us here tonight. We got 2 more tomorrow, afternoon games.
The Tigers and Kangaroos will play a doubleheader.
Hello, and welcome to the Center for Sciences and Innovation, or as we like to call it here at Trinity, CSI. They call me the Center for Sciences and Innovation Building Official Robot Guide, but you can just call me CSI Borg.
So here at Trinity, we have this new building called CSI. It stands for the Center for the Sciences and Innovation. It's our new science building, and we're really proud of it. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to develop a unique and impressive way to showcase this building to prospective students. And to do this, we developed an automated tour guide that started with the base of just a robot, and we added physical hardware components too, as well as software components too, to make it accomplish these goals.
It was an innovative project for an innovation building, and I was like, wow, I would love to get my hands on that kind of project, just to, what better way to showcase this new CSI building than with innovation itself.
So we really wanted to make the tour more interactive and user-friendly. So our first task was to make really the robot taller. So I designed a Trinity Tower scale model that makes the robot about 3.5 feet tall, gives a little bit better interface for people to use it.
Luckily, when we started the project last year, I was taking Scala, so I was kind of getting my hands wet with coding.
I think our biggest challenge was compiling all of the right things in the allotted time, getting everything accomplished that we wanted to in just a 9-month period, and still balancing, 4 or 5 other classes. And then specifically to the project, we had to focus on staying under this weight constraint that was important, because otherwise, if we go over the weight, the robot's going to operate a lot less efficient, possibly not even operate at all.
We realized that the stuff that we were trying to do with the things we were trying to do it with hasn't really been done very much, or if it hasn't been documented well. If you ask the coding team, they had to do a lot of different workarounds because ROS wasn't made to give tours, right? It was made for autonomous navigation, and so we need to incorporate those concepts into what we wanted.
Sometimes a problem seems kind of unsolvable, and you can't just give up. You have to find workarounds, and sometimes these workarounds are not going to be beautiful. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be polished.
One of the other challenges that's really big, that's been a deciding factor for a lot of our decisions, is the robot can't see glass. I don't know if you've been in CSI, but CSI is all glass. And the fact that the robot can't see glass is very, very problematic. And one of the ways we went over this hurdle was give it shorter goals and limit its decision making so that it doesn't go into glass.
My role in this is as an advisor. It's very hands-off because these are engineers in their senior year. They know what they're doing. They should know what they're doing. And the nature of the projects they're generally multidisciplinary, so they involve really using all the skills they've learned. And some of them are more software, and some of them are more hardware, and some of them are chemical and electrical and mechanical, but there's usually a good mix of them.
So working on this project was really cool for a number of reasons. It helped me to really see how my background in engineering has paid off. Not so much as, I have all this technical knowledge of how to, use all these formulas to build something physical, but also just to be part of a team and to think constructively and to think as an engineer when I'm brainstorming with the group.
Yeah, it makes sense to have a robot rather than have a tour guide, because Trinity is cool like that.
People will come away from the tour with wow all over their face. They will think to themselves, what was I just a part of? And I believe the eager prospective students will want to come to Trinity to design something similar with a mentality of, when can I get started on something similar?
My name is Jeremy Urban. I'm a 2003 Trinity grad. I came from Victoria, Texas, a little rancher boy who made his way to the big city, fell in love with the campus when I came here. It was somewhat close to home, but it was still far enough away for me to spread my wings, and had a chance to spend 4 awesome years here. When I came here in 1999, here we are in 2015. I've almost spent half my life on the Trinity campus, because even when I was playing in the NFL, I'd come back every offseason, help with the track program, help with the offseason football program, get to know guys from a mentor, alumni standpoint. So a chance to come back to home and lead young men in a point in their life that was a very impressionable point in my life as well, is something that I take great pride in. I had a chance to play on a lot of very, very good football teams here, and I think the Trinity is pretty well known academically, and we really parlayed that. We played off of one another, great academics, phenomenal football. We had a chance to play for a national championship, and it just really enhanced that experience for us. And I think that, we don't settle for anything else here. Again, look at our facilities, look at the academic ranking. We strive to be the best, and that's what we want to do in football as well. Trinity has a phenomenal network. Even though we're a small campus, our alumni base is eager to see Trinity people succeed. And we're all over the country. We understand what kind of students come to Trinity, and they're highly motivated. They're willing to spread their wings and try different things with the liberal arts degree. They're not coming in specializing in one thing. They're going to have a broad base. And if you hire them and they don't understand it, we know that Trinity students are going to do the work necessary to understand that. It's just a really cool feeling to know that from the day you walk on campus to the day you leave, and then after, that people really do have your best interests at heart. The Tiger athlete is very motivated, very disciplined. I think that our athletics program in general, especially being the #1 school in the state, as far as the Sears Cup rankings and how we compete nationally, that's not just football, that's not just women's soccer, that's not just volleyball or men's. It's the whole athletics department. From football starting in the fall, first team to report, to baseball going all the way into deep into May, playing in the Final Four this year. We represent this school, and we take great pride in that. And I think that the young men and women who want to come here want to live up to that standard and hold all sports to a high level of accountability. Our motto here is be the standard, and that's something that we put in November of 2013 as a new staff. And I think our guys have really gravitated to that, and they understand what it means, and we really try to paint that picture for the recruits and tell them that they're expected to live up to that as well.
So the value of learning in a broad-based liberal arts and sciences university is that you don't have to be just one thing. In fact, we encourage you to be more than one thing. And as a first-year student, if you're coming in and you have absolutely no idea what you want to be when you grow up, then this is a great place for you to start. Get to test out a bunch of different